Welcome to Cost Saver Conversations. I'm Angela, and I ask the practical questions so you can quickly understand what matters. Today, I'm joined by Assad.
Hi, Angela. We are unpacking water leak detector, spot leaks from meter reads, and avoid hidden costs today, and tying it back to the wider cost saver ecosystem, including tools like water leak detector, spot leaks from meter reads, so you can turn insights into action quickly.
Just a heads up before we dive in. We are your synthetic hosts. We are great with numbers, but as AI, we can sometimes be confidently wrong. Think of us as the digital versions of your most knowledgeable, slightly caffeinated friends.
Exactly. Treat this chat as a smart estimate only, not as professional financial guidance. Always check important details with official sources or a qualified expert before making any big decisions.
Welcome back, everyone. So today we're getting into something that, honestly, I think a lot of people don't realize is costing them money until it's way too late. Water leaks. Assad, you and I were chatting about this before we hit record, and it kind of blew my mind how sneaky this whole thing is.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing is, the first piece of advice anyone gets, like literally the first thing your water company will say if you ring up about a high bill, is go check your meter. Turn everything off, don't flush the loo, don't run the dishwasher, and just stare at the thing for a bit. If it's still ticking, water's going somewhere it shouldn't be.
Right. And that sounds so foolproof, doesn't it? Like, oh, I'll just do that. Problem solved.
It does. And I mean, to be fair, for the really obvious stuff, a burst pipe under the kitchen sink, a running overflow on your cold water tank, it works brilliantly. That's why plumbers recommend it, insurers recommend it, even the AVWAT-regulated water companies. It's a solid first check.
Okay, but I'm sensing a big but here.
Yeah, there's a pretty big but. The trouble is, that method was designed for a world where leaks were, dramatic, like visibly dramatic. It wasn't built for the slow, sneaky drips that actually make up the majority of household water losses today.
Hmm.
And honestly, just doing the test properly in a busy household with kids, pets, a washing machine on a timer, it's genuinely difficult. Like, you're supposed to use zero water for at least an hour, ideally too.
Oh, God. Trying to get an entire family to not use water for 2 hours? Good luck with that.
Exactly. And what happens is most people give up halfway through, decide the reading looks about the same, and then just go back to worrying about the bill without any real answer.
Yeah. So, when people actually do try, what goes wrong? What are the common mistakes?
Oh, there are a few that I see over and over. The big one is not isolating every water user. People think taps and showers, obviously, but modern homes have so many quiet water users that you don't think about. Ice makers and those big American-style fridges, water softeners doing a regeneration cycle, toilet cisterns with silent internal leaks past the flush valve, combi boiler filling loops left slightly cracked open, garden irrigation timer set for 3 a.m.,
Wait, the ice maker. I would never have thought of that.
right? And if any of those are running during your test, the meter moves and you either panic thinking it's a pipe leak, or worse, you spend days chasing the wrong problem entirely.
Oh, that's actually really annoying. What else trips people up?
Testing at the wrong time is a big one. Most people do it in the evening after dinner, which is exactly when demand is highest and there's background noise from appliances. Much better to do it late at night once everyone's in bed or first thing in the morning. And then there's, well, honestly, the one that catches the most people out, misreading the dials.
Go on.
So, water meters have the main display, right? The big numbers. But then there are these tiny sub-dials measuring liters and fractions of a liter. And the slow leaks, that's where they show up, on those tiny dials. If you only look at the main display, a leak losing, say, 30 liters over 2 hours might look like absolutely no change.
Wait, really? 30 liters and you might not even see it?
Yep, a dripping tap loses roughly 15 liters a day. That's enough to soak a subfloor over a month, but it will not move the main dial in a 2-hour test window. It's just too subtle for that kind of check.
Wow, that's actually kind of alarming. So you could do the test, think everything's fine, and meanwhile, your floor is slowly getting destroyed.
That's exactly what happens, and it gets worse because some leaks aren't even constant. A worn shower mixer might only drip when the pipes are pressurized a certain way. A cracked toilet fill valve might dribble for 10 minutes and then just stop. If your test lands during the quiet phase, you see nothing. You put down the notepad, satisfied, and the leak resumes an hour later.
That's so frustrating.
It is. And look, plumbing problems evolve, right? A pinhole leak in a copper pipe under a floorboard can start as a tiny damp patch and take 6 months to become obvious. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. So, okay, let's talk about what happens when you miss one of these sneaky leaks. Because I'm guessing it's not just, a slightly higher water bill.
No. No, the water bill is honestly the smallest part, and this is where people really get caught out. So there's this example, Sarah from Bristol. She had a slow leak behind her utility room wall for about 4 months before the plasterboard finally bulged. The extra water on her bill came to roughly 180 pounds.
Okay, that's not great, but it's not.
But the repair, replacement kitchen units, replastering, redecoration, that came to just over 6,400 pounds.
Oh, 6,400 pounds for a slow leak?
Yep, and her insurer paid most of it, but, and here's the bit people forget, her premium jumped by 340 pounds the following year, and it stayed elevated for the next 3 renewals.
So you're paying for it for years afterwards, even after it's fixed.
Exactly. Making an escape of water claim typically pushes premiums up for 3 to 5 years. Some insurers now charge higher excesses specifically for water damage, and I've seen a handful that have started refusing new escape of water cover altogether on properties with a recent claim history.
That's a lot. And I guess there's the mold problem too, right? Which is its own nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. Damp behind a bath panel or under kitchen units, that's ideal conditions for mold. Once it's established, you're looking at a proper remediation job. Removing affected surfaces, treating the substrate, drying out the structure with commercial dehumidifiers, replacing finishes, potentially involving an environmental hygienist. None of that is cheap, and none of it is optional if you ever want to sell the property.
I hadn't thought about the resale angle. That's a good point.
And then there's just the raw bill shock. Water bills in metered homes can double or triple during a slow leak. Your supplier might offer a leak allowance, but it usually requires the leak to be repaired and evidenced, and this is the kicker, it typically only covers the underground supply pipe, not your internal plumbing.
Oh, so if it's inside your house, you're on your own.
Pretty much, yeah. Most water company leak allowances specifically exclude internal plumbing above the stopcock. If a joint fails under your bathroom floor, the entire cost of the wasted water is on you.
Right. Okay, so the meter read method, it has its place, clearly, but it's sort of not enough for modern homes. Like, we've just got so much more plumbing now.
That's it. In-suites, utility rooms, garden taps, dishwashers, washing machines, filtered water dispensers, sometimes underfloor heating loops. There's just too much pipework to police manually. The fundamental problem with meter reads is they're a spot check, one moment in time. A water leak detector, by contrast, watches the flow all the time. If water's running at 3 a.m. when nobody should be using anything, the system knows.
So it's that shift from finding out after the damage to actually catching it early.
That's the whole point. You find out about the leak in the first hour, not the first month. And that's the difference between a quick fix and a 5-figure repair bill.
Okay, so what can people actually do? Like, practically speaking, if someone's listening right now thinking, oh God, I should probably do something, where do they start?
So I'd say think of it in tiers. The simplest thing, and honestly the highest value habit, is a monthly meter log. Once a month, note your meter reading and compare it against the previous month. Most 1 to 2 person homes use 8 to 12 cubic meters a month. Families afford typically 15 to 20. A sudden jump of 30% or more is worth investigating. Takes about 2 minutes.
2 minutes, that's nothing.
Right. And even without a smart meter, you can improve your detection rate a lot by taking a reading at the same time each week and just logging it. 10 minutes of admin a month spots most slow leaks within 4 weeks of them starting.
Oh, that's actually really reassuring. You don't need fancy tech for that first layer.
Not at all. Then the next tier up is a quarterly deep test. That's where you do the full isolation properly. Choose a time when nobody needs water for 2 hours, switch off ice makers, water softeners, irrigation, close the internal stop valves on the washing machine and dishwasher, photograph the meter with a timestamp on your phone, wait the full 2 hours, photograph it again, compare the subdials. That catches the leaks that develop slowly over the quarter.
And oh, the phone photo thing is smart because you can zoom in later on those tiny dials, right?
Exactly, yeah. Especially if your meter is in one of those awkward spots, under the stairs with terrible lighting or outside in a pavement chamber covered in mud. The photo gives you a time-stamped baseline you can actually read properly.
Fair enough. What about actual physical detectors?
So beyond the manual stuff, you've got point-of-view sensors, small wireless things you place under sinks, behind toilets, near washing machines, around boilers. They're cheap, battery-powered, and they basically scream when they get wet. A pack of 4 decent sensors typically runs 40 to 80 pounds, which is a fraction of a single insurance excess.
Wow, okay. And then for I guess, the more serious end.
Yeah, for higher risk homes, older copper plumbing, large or multi-bathroom properties, or if you're off and away, continuous whole home flow monitors. Those typically run $150 to $400 installed, which sounds like a lot until you compare it to Sarah's 6,400, right?
Yeah, suddenly it looks like a bargain. So, okay, I want to be fair to the meter read method. Does it still have any value, or are we saying just forget about it entirely?
No, no, no. It absolutely still has value. I'd never dismiss it entirely. If you're moving into a new property and you want a baseline before signing off any inventory, a meter test is exactly the right first move. If your bill has spiked and you need to confirm before ringing the water company, same thing. If you've just had plumbing work done and you want to verify no joints are weeping, sensible 10-minute check. It's just not a substitute for ongoing awareness.
Right.
Think of it as the plumbing equivalent of taking your temperature. Useful when you suspect something's wrong, useless as a continuous health check.
Oh, I like that. That's a really good way to think about it. What about the doubts though? Because I can hear people thinking, well, isn't this just an insurance job? Why should I bother preventing it?
Yeah, that comes up a lot. And the answer is only after the damage. Insurers pay for the aftermath, not the prevention, and every claim raises your future premiums. So you're really paying for it either way, just the prevention route is a lot cheaper.
And what about the it'll be complicated to install objection?
Most modern units just clip onto the pipe near your stopcock and pair with your phone in under half an hour. No plumbing changes needed for the majority of models. It's genuinely straightforward.
Huh, that is simpler than I expected, honestly. What about subscriptions? Because I feel like everything wants a monthly fee these days.
I know. But plenty of decent monitors are one-off purchases with a free app. Continuous monitoring doesn't have to mean ongoing fees. And then, oh, this one always surprises people. My house is new, so I don't need it.
Yeah, I would have thought a new build would be the safest, surely.
You'd think, but actually, new builds have some of the highest early leak rates because of settlement and rushed first-fix plumbing. The first 5 years are a common window for hidden joint failures. So if anything, new homes need monitoring more, not less.
Oh, I genuinely did not know that. Yeah, that changes things.
Yeah, it catches a lot of people off guard. And one more thing worth mentioning, be cautious of free leak surveys offered door to door. Legitimate water companies almost never cold call for that. If you want a proper check, book it directly through your supplier or through a water-safe registered engineer.
Good shout. Okay, so Assad, if someone's been listening to all of this and they want like a quick summary of what to actually do, what's the takeaway?
All right, so the meter read trick isn't wrong. It's just incomplete. It catches the obvious leaks but misses the ones that actually cost you real money. The homes that end up with 5-figure repair bills are almost never the ones with dramatic bursts. They're the ones with a slow drip nobody noticed for 3 months. So, layered approach. Monthly meter logging, 2 minutes, highest value habit. Quarterly deep isolation tests.
I love that. Be proactive, not reactive. Assad, thank you. This was genuinely really useful. I think I'm gonna go photograph my meter tonight.
Do it. That's the best first step you can take. Cheers, Angela.
Quick side note, this guide connects with other cost saver blogs, especially common mistakes when moving cities, checklist for verifying local service providers, and main README guide.
Exactly. And reading those together helps you connect the dots across your household budget, not just this one topic in isolation.
And if you want to apply this immediately, jump into tools like Water Leak Detector, spot leaks from meter reads right after this episode.
Primary sources used here include OFWAT guidance on water use and leakage and money-saving expert water bills and leak allowance guide, so you can verify the data yourself and stay evidence-led.
That wraps this cost saver conversation with Angela and Assad. If this helped, share it with someone who could put these ideas to work this week.
Your next step is simple. Try Water Leak Detector spot leaks from meter reads, then read common mistakes when moving cities and use them together to take action today.